wow, week 7 in the books. And, man, unfortunately for the Carolina Panthers, they didn't play this weekend. And it appeared to be, for teams that have had difficulty winning early on, kind of like finding a car keys underneath your Oprah seat. You're going to win. You're going to win. Patriots, Bears, Broncos, Giants, all enter week 7 with 1 win. They now have 2. All of them. They won this weekend. And now you can add to the mix of win-challenged teams to start the season the once upon a time 0-3 Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. In front of the whole country. Go ahead and hand a second consecutive loss to the San Francisco 49ers. Where the hell did that come from?
That's no idea.
And without Justin Jefferson. And without Justin Jefferson. And this defense is beginning to bow up a little bit with Brian Flores being your defensive coordinator there in purple. And the skull chants were getting louder and louder. Man, do they play that Jawlahorn like every 2 seconds? I mean, even when you get like illegal contact calls in your favorite. My goodness.
It's like
nonstop.
Ron Burgundy.
First down. There's a lot of Jawlahorning last night. I believe the G is silent. Long story short, boy, the Vikings took care of business. They were staring a 2-5 start right in the face because, of course, the 49ers, that was an outlier of a loss in Cleveland, and they weren't going to lose 2 in a row because they haven't in a year. And guess what happened? The Vikings took care of business. And one of the reasons why, a major reason why, yes, the defense balled out. Yes, Jordan Addison got in there without Justin Jefferson and had his best game as a professional. And yes, T.J. Hawkinson on tight end night took care of business as well. But you know who hung in the pocket? You know who kept making throws? You know who also was lethal on third downs? You know who made the plays? Kirk Cousins, everybody. Under the lights. This is at night. This is at night.
Primetime Kirk.
Now, he threw an interception early on.
Was that his fault?
No. And he could have thrown one at the end of the first half. But, Jordan Addison, who had the ball ripped away from him to start the game for an interception, had the same thing happen to him at the end of the first half, and he ripped the ball away himself and went 60 full yards for the touchdown, and then threw a Jordan shrug. Jordan only scored 3 after shrugging. He scored 6.
Gotcha.
Right there. Although I think Jordan had already 15 on the night. That was his 5th 3 when he shrugged, or 6th 3. Or he shrugged. Hold on a minute. Jordan Addison shrugged like a United Center security guard beating Jordan in pennies. Anyway, what a finish to that first half. And then the Vikings got the night of nights from Kirk Cousins. 35 of 45, 378, no sacks.
Jeez.
2 touchdowns for Jordan Addison. Could have been a third. Cousins did miss him in the end zone on one of them.
Wide open, yeah.
Could have been a third. And, man, it was the Niners who made more mistakes than the Vikings. And Kevin O'Connell, as you know, from the Shanahan-McVay family tree, as Daniel Jeremiah always says here, if you're from that family tree, you must pay fealty to Kirk Cousins. And he gladly and appropriately did so after the game last night.
Kirk Cousins was absolutely fantastic tonight in critical moments, time after time, progressing, seeing the whole field, and absolutely dialed in every phase of our game plan. We could go for the next 35, 40 minutes about the way he played, individual plays, where he was overcoming some circumstances, moving within the pocket, trusting the protection, and seeing the whole field. And against that team, that's big-time quarterback play in my mind.
Man, this is maybe why Jay Glazer, who was on this program while I was over in London, told Andrew Siciliano, yeah, they're not trading Kirk Cousins. And as a matter of fact, he might not be going anywhere. You play like this.
They can beat anybody. Obviously.
Yeah, bud. Now, where did this come from Kirk under the lights? Kirk Cousins was asked about what's the difference? What's going on with him? Here was his response.
And I got to say it, Creed. I mean, I'm getting my ankles taped pregame because I try to get them taped as late as possible, and I'm sitting there on the table, and suddenly it comes on. and Garrett Bradbury's doing some body work next to me. And he goes, forget this. I got to go enjoy this with the boys. So he then gets up and goes in the locker room, and I get my ankles taped, and we go in there. It's really good morale. And then we go to pray in the corner of the locker room with any guys that want to pray, and we go prayer, over here. And so we had to turn the creed off. And Harrison Smith made a great point. He said, guys, this is the prayer. And I thought that's pretty good. So yeah. We'll keep playing. But they keep playing higher, and I'm going, Creed has a lot of hits. They got a good catalog. We don't have to only play higher, but they're taking us higher, so we'll take it.
There you go. Boy, they're not 0-3 anymore. You've been away a long time. They don't shine shoes no more.
This is the prayer.
Rangers
doing it too.
That's called higher. Creed is making a comeback, man.
I love it.
Man.
Here's what's happening. You picked the Vikings to win the division, and that thing is not out of the question because the Lions, as we know, I'll call it a toe stub. Since, as you know, I chose the Lions to win this division, and I still believe in them, significantly so. But these two teams do not face each other until weeks 16 and 18.
Whoa.
There's a lot of football to be played. There is a ton of football to be played, and Minnesota's next at Green Bay just to get back to potentially 500 and put Green Bay further into the abyss. At Atlanta, home for New Orleans, at Denver on a Sunday night, that might be flexed. Then a Monday nighter against Chicago before a bye. I mean, this is what we call winnable games, and Justin Jefferson might return, and Jordan Addison showed what he can do, and TJ Hawkinson is just the latest with Laporta and Kittle. So on and so forth, out of Iowa to just play tight end like crazy. And if the Vikings defense bows up, hey, I know Danielle Hunter's supposedly on the trade block, but not anymore. No, thank you. What a win. What a W for the Minnesota Vikings. Once upon a time, left for dead on the side of the 2023 road at 0-3. They have now won 3 of 4, and look out if they play like this. A lot of ifs, a lot of buts. But as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot more Creed left in the playlist in Minnesota. Good for them. Didn't see that one coming, not going to lie.
Do you think Kirk is thinking, this is all due to my sacrifice? I mean, all the hard work that I put in, and I stand here with arms wide open,
keep going.
and I lead this team, just one.
Keep going.
Are you ready? Are you ready to go out there and do Minnesota Vikings?
Look at you, man. Look at you. He's just not going to stop.
What if I use my one last breath to take us higher? I'm done now. I'm just going to
Well done. TJ Jefferson,
passes
everybody.
around jars of clay.
Well done. Well done. Hey, listen. Kansas City's got Taylor Swift. Minnesota's got Creed. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.